Alan Murphy is the health coach at Lifting Kale, which is a new service we started here in Brunswick County. Thanks for being with us.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So tell us about what you do and what is a health coach?
Well, a health coach is someone that can help you on a path to wellness and happiness, basically. Nutrition plays a very key role in that. And so lots of times I'm working with clients to definitely look at their eating habits and to see how that's affecting their health overall. But also there are other areas that I look at in a holistic type of practice that I do, very integrative. So we can look at nutrition most definitely, and that's the first thing we do look at, but there can be other lifestyle behaviors that might need some modification. So for example, a person could be eating all the kale and spinach that until they turn green,
right.
But if their lifestyle is one that stress is a major role, or maybe they're not getting enough sleep, what have you, then it's just not the optimal type of situation. So a health coach can work with a person to identify factors that are influencing or having an effect on their health, and then come up with a plan on maybe making some slight behavior modifications to make that path to wellness, a much easier journey for them.
So you help bring a balance to all aspects of health.
I do, yeah. I mean, it's, the healthcare industry today, I mean, it's more about disease management than disease prevention. So I would help clients, find that path to wellness through nutrition or lifestyle choices, things like that. Not just treating the symptoms of whatever disease they may have issues with, but just really getting to the root problem and the cause of that. So many times people will go to a doctor, and doctors just don't have the luxury of time and sometimes the knowledge to really talk in depth about nutrition and lifestyle choices or behaviors. So I give them that time that's needed to really kind of delve in there and see what's going on, and then help them together. We kind of come up with, we identify areas of that need improvement, and then we come up with an action plan. And so a health coach is a mentor or a guide to kind of help lead them in that direction. So
you have several programs that you promote and have available for folks that are trying to improve their health.
Right.
And, so is that the first thing that you do with a client, is identify their needs?
Yeah, I sit down with a client and we do like a health history or a health assessment. And through that conversation, I'm able to identify, or together we are, some areas where they might need some help. And I have, like you said, different programs because I want it to be, reachable to everyone no matter what their income levels might be. So one program that I offer is a group coaching type of situation where I'm working with 7 or 8 people at one time, and we're either getting together physically or sometimes we're doing teleconferences, through Skype or what have you. And so that's more affordable. And together as a group, we're working on maybe similar issues. And then I have the next client that might need, more one-on-one attention. So, we work a program around that. And behavior modification can take some time. I mean, it's not just one big overnight change. So typically my programs run anywhere from 3 to 6 months. But I also do things like pantry makeovers. I'll go into a person's home and help them kind of clean out some of the bad stuff and bring in some of the good. Grocery store tours.
I saw that.
Yeah, how to read labels. That's so confusing out there, So I tell them what to look for in the labels and how to shop and just make the best selections at the grocery store for both themselves and their family.
And that can be such a huge obstacle for somebody who's looking to improve their health,
right.
And they're exercising and have good health in the other areas, but when it comes to cooking, they don't know where to start, and that's where you come in.
Exactly, it is. And I'm not about like, okay, here is a diet, you need to follow this, you need to eat this and don't eat that. What I do is sit down and we look at foods they like and foods that they are eating, and maybe bringing in more of things like this, which will eventually just kind of crowd out some of the foods that they should be having in more moderation. So I'm not about never eat this, you've got to always eat this. But as kind of behavioral changes, and it can be challenging for a lot of people.
You were talking about the group sessions and health and education. We're in Brunswick Forest right now, and you've been working with them as a health coach.
I am. So
community.
Brunswick Forest is promoting me as their neighborhood health coach, and I do some fitness programs here as well. Like I've got a Biggest Loser program that's getting ready to start. So I also have a background in fitness. I'm a trainer and a group exercise instructor.
Some of our ATMC TV viewers may recognize you from Get Fit.
So I bring that element in as well when needed, if that's something that a person needs to work on. So, but yes, I work here in Brunswick Forest. I also work outside of this neighborhood as well. People can go onto my website and get more information on the different programs that I do offer. And I also, can do coaching long distance with the technology that we have today via Skype or teleconferencing. So,
what sort of results have you seen as a health coach?
I've seen people come in and just totally change eating habits, and they're getting rid of sugar or alcohol or whatever it is that they need to kind of push out of their life. And I've seen people that have been able to go off of medications, like, they've got high cholesterol. The doctor said, here, take a pill for that. So through just some simple, easy changes, they've been able to get off medications like that, and of course, weight loss.
Alan, what is a typical session like for one of your clients?
Okay, so first we'll sit down and we'll do a health history. And again, if this is in a one-on-one situation or maybe as a group, and through the conversations that I'm having with my clients, we're able to identify areas where they can make some changes or modifications. So from there, typically, we're coming up with an action plan. They'll set goals that they want to reach, and then I help them come up with a plan on how to obtain those goals. So typically that's done in person. It can be done over the phone as well. And then we're meeting at least twice a month, if not more often, either in person or on the phone, to talk about the goals that they've set for themselves and what they've done to go forward in that direction. And then I'm always giving, things to do. Okay, here's something you could do. Maybe physical activity is an area where they're having issues. So let's go out and try this new fitness class or what have you. Or maybe it's cooking. Maybe I'll give them a recipe for something that they've never tried before. So they've got little homework assignments as they go as well. But it's just that being there for them to support them and guide them and lead them. And then I think, like I said, sometimes the programs at a minimum of 3 months, but they can go as long as 6 months or longer, because it takes a little bit of time to incorporate these behavior changes into a lifestyle. So.
And some folks, it's easier for them than others, so that's why you allow that wiggle room.
True.
Yeah.
And things may come up. They may go in thinking, well, my diet needs improvement, but after sitting down and going through a coaching session, they may look and say, well, my physical activity could use some improvement here, or, I'm stressed out from career or relationships or whatever it is. I need some help there too. So we can delve into that as well.
How do you hold a client accountable? Because I'm sure it can be tough sometimes.
Yeah, and that's a big part of it. I mean, they've got to be willing to want to make the change in the first place. You can come to me all day long and spend money, but if you're not willing to take the few steps that I recommend, then health coaching might not be for you. But I try to make it so that it's tiny little steps, tiny little behavioral changes as we go, and those little things, they add up. It's amazing. Just getting an extra 30 minutes of sleep a night, or maybe cutting back from 3 cups of coffee a day to 2 in the beginning. Little things like that, and over that course of time, they're really amazed at the change that they see.
So for somebody out here that's thinks this may be for them, what would you say would be a typical client for you?
Well, typically, due to the area that we live in, we have a lot of retirees in this part of the world that maybe they've left a high-stress job in a big city and they come down here and they live in coastal North Carolina. It's vacation.
Laid back living.
It's vacation, right? 24/7. And all of a sudden they wake up one day and it's like, oh, I put on 20 pounds. Or my doctor says I need to lose some weight, or my blood pressure is high and I need to go on medication for that. So, that's a lot of the clients, but it's also, I work with men and women in all different ages. So, and I can do the coaching, one-on-one in person, or like I said, remotely as well. So.
All right, so how can somebody get in touch with you?
Well, the best way is just to go to my website, which is liftingkale.com, and learn more about the programs, and all my contact information is there.
All right, thank you so much for being with us, Alan. It's very helpful information.
Thank you, I appreciate it.